Whichever one.
Hey everyone, ready to dive into something big. Today, we're tackling a question that's both ancient and totally relevant. Will humanity make it to the year 5000? And we're not just throwing opinions around, we've got some seriously interesting AI analysis to unpack.
Yeah, this isn't just a yes or no kind of question, is it? It's about figuring out why we even ask that in the first place.
Totally. We fed an AI a bunch of different analyses, all based on that prompt, will humanity survive to the year 5000?
And this AI, it's designed to go way beyond the surface to understand what's going on in our heads when we think about the future that far out.
Exactly. And one of the first things that popped up was the year 5000 itself.
Like, why that year? Why not 3,000 or 10,000?
Right. Is it just a random number, or does it hold some deeper meaning for us?
The AI seems to think it's tapping into something in our collective imagination.
Almost like a subconscious connection to ancient prophecies or those classic sci-fi stories.
Or maybe it's just that the year 5000 feels so incredibly far away that it forces us to confront the idea that things could be radically different by then.
Like, would we even recognize ourselves? Would we have evolved beyond our current form?
That's where the AI really gets interesting. It doesn't let us off the hook with a simple yes or no about survival.
So it's not just about avoiding extinction.
Exactly. The AI starts digging into what we actually mean by survival of humanity. Are we talking about physical bodies on Earth or something more?
It's like, would a technologically advanced civilization spanning multiple galaxies still count as humanity as we know it?
Or what if we upload our consciousnesses into a digital realm? Is that still us?
Whoa, those are some serious questions.
And the AI doesn't shy away from them. In fact, it pushes us to confront all these mind-blowing possibilities head on.
And it doesn't stop there. It also brings up this idea of human agency, suggesting that we actually have a say in how this all plays out.
Right. It's not like we're just along for the ride, watching passively as the future unfolds.
So we're not just characters in a story, we're writing the script.
Exactly. The AI is saying we have the power to influence what humanity even means in the year 5000. Our choices today matter. And that brings us to a crucial point: how the AI tackles uncertainty.
Okay, let's talk uncertainty, because honestly, trying to predict the next 2,500 years is, well, a bit crazy, right?
And AI seems to get that. What's fascinating is how it frames uncertainty not as something to fear, but as a driving force.
So it's not about trying to eliminate the unknown, but learning to navigate it.
Exactly. The analysis suggests that becoming resilient and adaptable in the face of uncertainty might be the key to making it to the year 5000.
Wow, so it's not just about surviving the future, but thriving in it by learning to roll with the punches.
And that means being ready to adapt to whatever challenges come our way, whether it's climate change, new technologies, or something we haven't even imagined yet.
So we've established that predicting the future is basically impossible, but if we're the ones shaping it, shouldn't we be thinking critically about what we're shaping it into?
I think you're getting at what the AI calls redefining progress. It's about questioning our current metrics of success.
You mean, like, are we measuring the right things? Is it all about economic growth and technological advancement?
Exactly. The AI prompts us to ask, what if true progress is about something more?
What if it's about things like sustainability, well-being, or even wisdom?
What if instead of just focusing on how far we can push technology, we focus on using it to create a more just and equitable world for everyone?
It's like we're so busy racing towards the future that we forget to ask ourselves if we're even headed in the right direction.
It's like we're on autopilot and the AI is saying, hey, maybe it's time to take the wheel and decide where we really want to go. It's really about taking a step back and asking ourselves, what does a good future actually look like? And how do we get there?
Right, because just stumbling blindly into the future, even with the best tech, doesn't guarantee a good outcome.
It's like we've got all these amazing tools, but are we using them to build the kind of world we actually want to live in?
So instead of defaulting to the old ways of measuring progress, what's the AI suggest? What should we be focusing on?
Well, one thing it brings up is a global flourishing index instead of just GDP.
A global flourishing index? What's that all about?
Basically, it's about measuring progress not just in terms of economic output, but in terms of well-being.
Okay, so instead of just how much stuff we're producing, it's about how well we're actually living.
Exactly. And not just for a select few, but for everyone on the planet. It factors in things like access to education, healthcare, equality.
And I'm guessing environmental sustainability is a big part of that too.
Absolutely. The AI is really emphasizing the importance of finding ways to thrive that don't come at the expense of the planet.
Which makes sense if we're talking about making it to the year 5000. Can't really flourish on a dead planet, can we?
Not really. But here's the other thing that AI brings up. Narratives.
Narratives. You mean like stories. What do stories have to do with any of this?
Apparently, a lot. The AI seems to be saying that the stories we tell ourselves about the future have a huge impact on the choices we make today.
Oh, I get it. Like, if we only focus on dystopian stories about robots taking over or whatever, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. If we believe the future is hopeless, why even bother trying to make things better, right?
So we end up just accepting a bleak future instead of fighting for a better one.
But the AI also points out the flip side. If we focus on stories of resilience, cooperation, and human ingenuity.
We're more likely to believe in our ability to create a positive future.
Exactly. It's like those stories can inspire us to step up and become the heroes of our own narrative.
So instead of getting bogged down in doom and gloom, we need to actively seek out and promote stories that inspire hope and possibility.
And not just consume those stories passively, but actively create them.
You mean like write new myths for a new millennium? I like that. But what would those stories even look like?
Well, the AI suggests we need narratives that emphasize our interconnectedness, both with each other and with the planet.
So instead of that old story of humans versus nature, it's about finding ways to live in harmony.
Exactly. Because the AI makes it clear that our fate is intertwined with the fate of the planet. We don't survive if the planet doesn't survive.
And it's not just about the environment, right? This interconnectedness thing applies to our relationships with each other, too.
Absolutely. The AI is really pushing this idea of moving beyond an us versus them mentality.
So instead of constantly fighting amongst ourselves, it's about finding common ground and working together.
Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. The challenges we face are global challenges, and we need global solutions.
Okay, I'm with you. We need to shift from competition to cooperation, from scarcity to abundance, from fear to hope.
And the AI is saying that those shifts start with the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what's possible.
So, new stories for a new millennium. It's a powerful idea, but it can feel a bit overwhelming, right? Like, where do we even start?
The good news is the AI offers some pretty practical advice.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the choices we make every single day.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for starters, it emphasizes the importance of aligning our actions with our values. So if we say we care about sustainability,
Then we need to make an effort to consume less, waste less, and support businesses that are doing things the right way.
exactly. And it's not just about individual actions either. The AI also talks about the importance of civic engagement.
So voting for leaders and policies that reflect our values.
Exactly. And using our voices to advocate for the changes we want to see.
So it's about showing up in all areas of our lives, from the personal to the political.
And perhaps most importantly, it's about approaching everything with a spirit of empathy and understanding.
So instead of demonizing those who disagree with us, it's about having those tough conversations and trying to find common ground.
Because ultimately, creating a better future requires us to listen to each other, learn from each other, and work together.
Wow, you've given us a lot to think about. So we've talked about shifting narratives, redefining progress, embracing interconnectedness. Where does technology fit into all of this?
Now that's an interesting one. The AI had quite a bit to say about the role of technology in shaping the future.
Okay, so we've talked about new stories, redefining what progress even means, accepting that we can't know everything about the future, and being interconnected with each other and the planet.
And let's not forget about technology.
Oh, right. Yeah, where does technology fit into all of this? It's not like we can talk about the year 5000 without it, right?
The AI definitely agrees with that. It actually spends a lot of time on the role of technology in shaping our future.
So, is it going to save us or destroy us? What's the verdict?
Well, it's not that simple. The AI analyses we looked at suggest that technology itself is neither inherently good nor bad. It's more like a tool.
Okay, so like a hammer. You can build a house with it, or you can, use it for something a little less constructive.
Exactly. It all depends on how we use it. The AI highlights both the incredible potential of technology and the risks that come along with it.
So on the one hand, we've got things like renewable energy, life-saving medical advancements, maybe even using AI to solve climate change.
Exactly. Technology has the power to connect us, educate us, and help us solve some of humanity's biggest challenges.
But it could also lead to things like autonomous weapons systems, mass surveillance, even algorithms that control our thoughts and behaviors.
The AI is really urging us to be mindful of those risks. It cautions us against becoming too reliant on technology to the point where we surrender our agency.
It's like in those sci-fi movies where humans become so dependent on machines that they forget how to think for themselves.
That's exactly the kind of scenario the AI is warning us about. It's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between harnessing the power of technology and preserving our humanity.
So not just asking, can we do this, but also, should we do this?
Exactly. Ethical considerations need to be front and center in every technological advancement. Because the goal isn't just to create a technologically advanced future, but a future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
Okay, I'm with you on that. So it sounds like making it to the year 5000 isn't just about dodging asteroids or outrunning rogue AI.
It's much bigger than that. It's about a fundamental shift in our values, our priorities, our entire way of being in the world.
So what I'm hearing is this. To thrive in the long run, we need to become more adaptable, more interconnected, more compassionate, and a whole lot wiser.
Exactly. And that's a message that resonates throughout all the AI analyses we examined. It's not just about surviving the future, it's about thriving in it. It's about creating a future that reflects our highest values.
Well, that was a lot to process. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a mix of like hope and also a bit of, whoa, we've got our work cut out for us.
I hear you. It's definitely a lot to take in, but I think the most important takeaway is that we have agency. The future isn't predetermined. We have the power to shape it through the choices we make every day.
So what can we do? Where do we even begin?
The AI suggests starting with ourselves. It's about looking at our own lives, our own choices, and asking, am I contributing to the kind of future I want to see?
So those everyday actions like reducing our environmental footprint, supporting ethical businesses, using our voices to advocate for change.
Exactly. Those might seem like small things, but when millions of people start making those choices, they add up to create a powerful force for change.
It's about recognizing that we're all connected and that even small acts of kindness, compassion, and courage can have a ripple effect.
We're all in this together, and the future we create will be the result of the choices we make, individually and collectively.
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thanks so much for breaking down this complex topic with us. And to our listeners, keep asking those big questions, keep exploring those possibilities, and keep believing in your power to create a better future.
Because the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create.